So it is day 2 of San Diego's hot weather. Looks like we're going through a heat wave. It is almost 10 o'clock this morning and it's about 80 degrees. So this should be interesting. I'm actually going to get gas right now just to start off the day. Alright, so we filled up. I have my windows up because it's already 80 degrees in San Diego today. And actually for today, what I was planning on doing, since I will be at my parents' house, I'll actually be doing an installation for the load resistors for the LED switchbacks that I did a while back, because I know some of you guys have been asking me like if I had them installed and if I was hyper flashing still, and to make things short, so I'm still hyper flashing. I don't have any load resistors installed. I just installed the bulb, like plug and play. And the reason why I did that is because I really didn't have the time, nor didn't have the resources to do the research on installing the load resistors. So I've been kind of delaying this for a little bit, just because, you know, I really didn't think it was that important. But now I'm just starting to get annoyed with the hyper flash, just because, you know, I don't mind it, but after a while it just gets a little frustrating because you think your bulb's burned out, you know. And the reason why I get hyperflash, and some of you guys probably know this, but to those that don't know, hyperflash is basically when you replace a regular standard bulb with an LED. So what's going on is that, you know, the bulb isn't burned out. It's just the fact that since the bulb is just so energy saving and it's so low efficient, like if the efficiency is so low, like that it doesn't require a lot of power to flow through, that the car thinks that the bulb is burned out, but in reality it isn't. So with the purpose of a load resistor is that it gives it an extra few watts of amps to power it up to think that, you know, it's running like a normal bulb. But I'm gonna get started with today once I get to my parents' house, and then we'll go from there. And I probably won't be doing a lot of the camera work today because it is Father's Day and I really just want to spend time with my family today. So normally, you know, every morning I have a habit of getting a cup of coffee just to give me a wake-up call, but with it being so hot just right away when I woke up this morning, I ended up getting like an iced coffee just to, you know, keep me cool and also give me sort of a wake-up call. Just, you know, I like being awake when I'm trying to work on my car. I don't want to be half asleep. I just want to stay fully focused. So normally I'd get a Red Bull by now, but I'm just not feeling it today. Who knows, I might even pop one, or my family might surprise me with one, because they have been noticing that I drink a lot of Red Bull. So thanks guys for the support, I really appreciate that. Supporting my habits, supporting the caffeine addiction, I guess. Okay, so I'm just getting to my parents' house, and well, a little while ago I should say, and I'm actually getting started already, just to show you the difference between what a hyperflash is, or what the hyperflash bulb looks like, and what a regular blinking bulb should be looking like, you know, when you install this with the load resistors. So if you guys go ahead and look at this, this is what a normal bulb should look like. So normally that when you have the bulb installed, a regular halogen bulb, that's how the normal blink rate is. However, when you replace these with the with the LED bulbs, you're gonna get something more like this, without the load resistors, that is. You're gonna get something like that along the lines. But of course, when you install the load resistors, you get the regular blink. So one of the first things I do recommend in to start off the process is removing both terminal ends of the battery. So you guys see this right here. I've already loosened them up, so just go ahead and remove them or detach them. That way you guys don't shorten anything along the way, like any fuses or anything. So the process to start off this is you're going to go down here, and I'm going to start off with the passenger because it's a little bit easier, the passenger side. So if you guys look down here, this is the main plug. I've already installed it, but basically you're gonna take this off, the main plug, and let's see if I can get this right here. You're going to remove the main plug. Okay, so you're gonna remove the main plug, and what you're gonna be doing is normally what I did, I looked up on one of the forums and they suggested that it is the 1st and 8th pin from the plug. So what I just did, I just counted the first pin right here. So that's pin number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 1 and 8, and the different color wires that you're going to be hooking the resistors to is going to be the brown one, which is the very thin, small brown cable. Go ahead and zoom it in a little bit, that way I don't have to lose the focus on it. But so this little small brown wire, that's your pin number 1 right there. And you're also going to need to connect it to a ground source, which is pin number 8, which is this thick black wire right here. So it's very easy. I mean, it doesn't take that long. It took me about 30 minutes or so, just because I had a hard time putting in the T connector on the actual port, or on the ground wire. But it's very easy to do, and pretty self-explanatory. So once you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and just plug the port back into its place. And when you're done with that, make sure you reconnect the battery just to verify that it's working. So I'm just going to do that real quick, just to show you guys. So you come back into your car, turn it on, verify that it works. So the driver's side obviously still hasn't been done, so it's still going to keep hyperflashing. But you go to the passenger side, pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the passenger side. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and finish the driver's side. But before I do that, I also do recommend you guys have a pair of pliers, just so that way the T connector can actually connect to the actual wires, both the resistor wire and the actual power and ground wires. So that's something I do definitely recommend. I'm going to go ahead and finish the driver's side, and then I'll follow up with you guys in a bit. So the driver's side will be a little more difficult just because the battery is in the way. So what I'm also going to recommend is grabbing a socket just to remove the battery in the meantime. All you're really going to need is a 10 and 12 millimeter socket. So I already have the 10 millimeter just to remove the ends of the battery. But for most Kia owners, you're probably either have already gotten near the battery or touched the battery. You'll realize there's a little locking bracket right here at the bottom. If you guys can see that. So that little locking bracket right there. You need a 12 millimeter to unlock it, and I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of breath because that last part was a pain in the ass. But yeah, let me go ahead and loosen this up for you guys, and then I'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, moment of truth. We're going to go ahead and test it out and see if both sides are finally working at a regular blink. And if my calculations are correct, they should work just fine. But oftentimes, if it still keeps hyperflashing, the probability of that is because the clamps aren't crimped all the way down, so you might need the pliers to just tighten them a little bit, you know, push a little bit more, put a little bit more pressure into them, and then that way it has some sort of connection to both the resistor and the wire that it's supposed to go to. There is no polarity to this. There's not going to be any issues, but I just like playing it safe, simply because I don't have time to have any other issues come up as I go. So anyways, let's go ahead and test it out and let me know what you guys think. Alright, so there you guys have it. They're easy to install, it just takes a while. I mean, as long as you guys have the right set of tools, it isn't that hard to do. It took me about 30 minutes or so to install them, but that's pretty much very self-explanatory. I will be adding some pictures towards the end of the video just so you guys can, or actually right now as I'm talking, that way you guys can see the pictures of how where I clip them. That way you guys can know what color wires to look for, especially for you guys that are Kia owners and have that hyperflash, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys are just annoyed. The resistors, I actually got them at the same place where I got my bulbs from. They were from DDM Tuning, so shout out to them. So shout out to those guys because they always do a freaking amazing job as far as being knowledgeable and for the products that I need. Because obviously I didn't know what size of bulb I needed originally, and not to mention the fact that, you know, I needed a load resistors. I'm very low-minded on I'm not well knowledgeable when it comes to like electrical parts, so yeah, usually I take a risk when it comes to doing these type of things, just because I like to, you know, play a little bit Russian roulette, I guess. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day here with my parents, and Father's Day, so shout out to all the fathers out there that are, you know, grinding, hustling, always, you know, trying to make their lives better. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna sign off. K5 Lou, thanks again for watching today's video. Peace out, and remember, be you, be different, and enjoy it. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, and shout out to my little bro, because what did I say in the beginning of the video? Yeah. Thanks, bro. Cheers, guys.